Welcome to Deep Cuff Channel. Ukrainian army continues to carry out historic attacks on Russian forces. News from the front indicates that the crisis is growing for the Russian army. Ukrainian armed forces conducted a legendary operation with the HIMARS systems. Ukrainian army can take delivery of Abrams tanks at any time. Situation in the Bakhmut and Soldier region is being closely monitored by the U.S. military. Air defense sirens are reportedly sounding across Ukraine. A new Russian attack may be taking place. Ukrainian authorities are making new statements regarding war preparations in the southern region. Western allies of the Ukrainian military are about to announce their unprecedented relief package. According to the Ukrainian Special Forces, the fighting in the Crimea region has intensified. Special Forces units in the region stepped up their operations against the Russian army. It is stated that a large number of Russian soldiers were neutralized in the conflicts in the region, while the sounds of explosions from the Bryansk region attract the attention of both sides of the war. Governor of the Bryansk region gave information about the missile attack of the Ukrainian armed forces on the region. Allegedly, the Ukrainian army carried out numerous attacks on the Russian-controlled Bryansk region using HIMARS missile systems. It is stated that there were a total of 30 explosions in the region, while the Ukrainian army is claimed to have neutralized a large number of Russian ammunition and soldiers. At this time, according to the State Border Guard of Ukraine, Ukrainian troops counterattacked Ukrainian troops in the Soldier region. It was stated that Russian targets detected by Ukrainian unmanned aerial vehicles were destroyed with successful artillery fire. It is stated that as a result of the attacks, Russia lost 760 soldiers, 6 tanks, 10 armored combat vehicles, 14 artillery systems, 1 helicopter, and 6 unmanned aerial vehicles. During these attacks, it was revealed that the Ukrainian army sent a new military unit to this region to repel the Russian troops in the Bakhmut region. In the videos on social media, it is seen that the Kirpi-type armored vehicles supplied by Turkey are moving towards Bakhmut. Although the length of the convoy is not known exactly, it is among the news that at least 10 armored vehicles reached the region. It would not be wrong to think that the Ukrainian Special Forces will carry out a major operation in this region in the near future. In light of this news, U.S. intelligence sources have released new operational reports on the situation in the Soldier and Bakhmut regions. In an assessment of the situation in Soldier and Bakhmut in eastern Ukraine, U.S. intelligence said Russian forces do not have full control over these settlements. Minutes after this statement, John Kirby, Strategic Communications Coordinator of the White House National Security Council, stated that the conflict in the strategic Soldier and Bakhmut sectors in the Donbass region continues at full speed. Although Russia claims to have seized control as a result of its operations in this region, independent sources completely deny this situation, especially the Russian President Vladimir Putin's change of the soldiers who commanded the Ukraine war is the biggest proof of failure. Meanwhile, Russia, crushed by the attacks of the Ukrainian army, ordered an immediate attack on its troops. Then Russian warplanes took off and flew over Ukraine. In this context, it was reported that air defense sirens sounded in many regions under the control of the Ukrainian army. It is emphasized that the situation is critical, especially in the southern region, because Russia has recently brought its military activity in this region to the top with its warships and planes. Making a statement on the subject, Major General Andriy Kovalchuk from the Southern Operational Command of Ukraine announced that the area of influence of the defense systems in the southern region has been expanded. According to Kovalchuk, the Ukrainian army has full protection against air and sea attacks from the southern region. Many military sources say that the Russian army will launch a massive counterattack from the southern region on February 24, 2023. According to Kovalchuk, however, if Russia attempted such an attack, the result would be defeat. According to the Major General, the command is keeping the Russian ships at a safe distance and keeping its forces ready for a counterattack. It would not be wrong to think that it is not possible for Russia to make an extraction from the sea. Meanwhile, preparations for a counterattack by the Ukrainian army continue. Especially recently, the HIMARS systems play a central role in the attacks of the Ukrainian army. According to the latest news in this context, the USA is sending GLSDB ammunition to Ukraine for HIMARS systems. It is even among the news that the first batch of these ammunition was delivered. This ammunition, which increases the effective range of HIMARS systems up to 170 kilometers, is currently being delivered to the missile units of the Ukrainian army. A total of 200 missiles are thought to have been delivered to the Ukrainian army. It will not be difficult to imagine that in the near future the Ukrainian army will gain a serious advantage with these munitions against the Russian army. In addition, 2 Scandinavian countries are about to provide historical aid to the Ukrainian army. First, Swedish Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson announced his intention to hand over Archer self-propelled artillery installations, 50 Stridsforden 90 BMPs and NLAW anti-tank missiles to Ukraine. These systems, which are claimed to be sent to Ukraine by Sweden, could change the rules of the game for the Ukrainian army. Alongside Sweden, Estonia also decided to provide new military aid to Ukraine. Allegedly, the Estonian government decided to provide 113 million euros of military aid to Ukraine in its war with the Russian Federation. If this aid is realized, Estonia will have sent Ukraine's largest aid to date. According to independent research companies, Estonia will supply Ukraine with tens of 155 mm and 122 mm howitzers, thousands of shells and trucks, more than 100 Carl Gustaf anti-tank guns, and more than 1,000 ammunition. While it was discussed that these aid packages would be sent to the region, Germany asked the USA to deliver the Abrams tanks to Ukraine. Main reason for this demand of Germany is Leopard tanks. It is claimed that if the US sends Abrams tanks to Ukraine, Germany will also deliver Leopard 2 tanks to Ukraine. Although the German federal government is divided on the issue, Chancellor Olaf Scholz continues to pursue a policy of balance. Scholz never said that Germany would not supply the Ukraine with Leopard tanks. In recent weeks, Berlin has suggested that Washington send its Abrams systems to Kiev. After that, according to analysts, there will be no obstacle for Berlin to do the same for the Leopard tanks. However, the USA does not take kindly to this idea put forward by Germany. Pentagon officials underline that Abrams tanks are too complex to be sent to Ukraine, so this transfer is not possible at the moment. At the moment, the eyes of the whole world are on the NATO meeting to be held in Germany. Senior military officials attending this meeting are expected to discuss the new aid packages planned to be announced for the Ukrainian army. I think that this problem will be solved in the coming days and that the Ukrainian army will get new tanks. Victory to Ukraine. We will continue to monitor the world and especially Ukraine. We'll see what happens in the next few days. We have reached the end of another video. You can support us by liking the video. You can easily follow new videos by subscribing. I wish you all a war-free day. See you.